All right, we're live. Peace, brothers and sisters. Got a little special impromptu live stream for you. I'm here with the good brother, Minister Dawood.
Peace, y'all.
He's on the road, so that shows you how dedicated he is
Word.
to this conversation. And we're just gonna kick it, like this. Me and him always say we should record our conversations because we have some good conversations. So this we do have a context for it, but we'll probably veer off into other things related to it. So just giving you some warning and advice because we go all over the place sometimes.
Indeed.
But this particular topic is called the sunken place. You love and hate America. Woke politics are diametrically opposed to American integration, yet woke people refuse to become Black nationalists, Neo-Pan-Afrikanists, or African Centered Progressives and push a land, infrastructure, and nationhood ideology and agenda.
Right.
And the definition of woke, according to the internet, it says woke is a term that refers to awareness of issues that concern social justice and racial justice. It is sometimes used in the African-American Vernacular English expression, stay woke. So that is the context of this discussion. I want to get your views and your opinions on this. Just your initial thoughts.
Well, you know where I'm getting ready to come from. My initial thought is always that, if you're in your 20s or below your 20s, I can understand you being ignorant to, the depth of the job that it takes to kind of, be Black, be unapologetically Black, be race conscious, and be race loyal, and and what it takes to actually solve this problem. If you're in your 20s or you below your 20s, I can understand that. And so when you use the terminology woke towards people in that gender, it doesn't really bother me because I totally understand they don't use the woke terminology above. I have a problem because I know that you were there when we was running around banging that drum in the 90s and the 80s, and you said you didn't want to be a part of it. You said that we was crazy, we was paranoid, all the stuff that you said. You called your pastor on us and stuff like that. And now that we are talking about building a nation of our own, now you guys want to say, well, no, that's a little bit too extreme. But at the last point, you said it was extreme. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
It's like every time we hike the ball a couple more yards, that's too extreme, and you fall into the comfortable line. It's almost like nowadays you cannot get fired from your job for being woke. You cannot lose money being woke. You cannot really lose, customers being woke. So it's easy for y'all to do that. But being woke was yesterday's extreme, and it took a lot of courage, you know what I'm saying, to step out there and be that, because you could get fired, you could lose your job, you could, all sorts of stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, that's my initial thinking on it. And I know we're going to get into the whole contradiction of saying that you woke, but you don't want to be a national and stuff like that. But my initial thought on it is, I just see a lot of people, friends of mine, that was like, "Oh, y'all are extreme. I don't know why y'all keep talking about that kind of stuff." And now they on the internet talking about Donald Trump all the time, talking about Republicans, and I'm like, "Well, what happened to extremism? You don't fool me. You fool them, but you don't fool me." That's my initial thought.
Yeah, you actually, I'm glad. See, this is why I like talking to you because you always take it in a direction I wasn't thinking about and give it more nuance. And I didn't think about that, and that is so fucking true.
Word.
It's so fucking true. Like everybody is cool to be woke now, but it wasn't cool when we was coming up.
Nope. Nope.
It wasn't cool at all. Like there wasn't a whole lot of people. You would think that the slave theater would have had it would have been sold out every Wednesday
Right.
with all of these woke people. Nobody woke was there.
If the same thing was around, not only would there be a lot of people today, it would be mad white people there too.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know what woke is nowadays? You know what radical is nowadays?
What's that?
When you change your pronoun on your Twitter account.
What that means?
Yeah, that's radical. Radical wokeness. This is what we're dealing with now. I mean, that's just one of the many hypocrisies that come with the whole thing. But the reason why, like, I made this title and want to discuss this is it's just another nuanced take on what we've always talked about, which is the contradiction of people who want to be in America, fight us and push back against us when we talk about having something outside of America, but yet they don't want to embrace America at the same time. So it's like having an argument or trying to convince a woman who's in a house with her man beating her ass every day. And she tells you you're crazy because you want her to move out the house. It's like, why would I move out? Who else is going to stay here and fight him? Like, what? That's your issue. So your issue is him having a good fight?
Yep.
But then it makes sense.
Signed his lease just like he signed the lease.
Yeah, it makes sense for you to stay there. If that's what your issue is. If your issue is, well, if you leave him, you won't be able to fight anymore with him. Oh, okay. Well, then I might as well shut my mouth. Because I always thought you didn't want to get your ass beat. That's what I was thinking.
Right. You know what I mean by I signed my lease just like he signed the lease. That's the equivalent to we was here first.
Yeah.
We built this country. It's the same thing to me. So even though y'all signed the lease, that means that he has free right to kick your ass every day. Because you signed the lease too. So why should I be giving up when we both, you know what I'm saying? We both signed this lease, so we both got a right to this. So even though he's smacking the shit out of me every day, I signed the lease. So you know what I'm saying? Like I got just as much right. And you're like, wait a minute, this nigga gonna kill you one day.
Yeah, it's like we thinking that she wants to be out of the situation and wants to be in a safe place. On the other hand, her whole thing is the fight.
Yep.
It's that, like I said, it's that Batman versus the Joker mentality. It's like Batman versus the Joker, Tom versus Jerry, the Roadrunner versus, Wile E. Coyote. It's all the same thing. If any of them resolve what they're really pretending to be trying to do, the whole show is over.
Yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect that you brought that up because I was actually going to go on Facebook Live and talk about this the other day, and I decided not to. But I watched The Dark Knight just the other day, like a couple of nights ago. It's always fascinating how much wisdom you get from a movie if you put it down for like 3 years. So I'm watching this, and I realize really what I'm looking at. This is a movie that has 3 type characters. Type character number 1 is the guy that plays by the rules. Type character number 2 is the guy that doesn't play by the rules, has no rules. And then type character number 3 is the guy who plays by the rules but believes in cheating every once in a while. And I never realized that that's what this was. You know what I'm saying? Because Batman plays by the rules, the Joker has no rules, and the Harvey Dent character is there to show you this is what happens when you cheat every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Because with the Two-Face character, he's a good cop, but then he gets burnt. So now he's flipping the coin like, if I got to kill somebody to get the information I need, I'm going to do that. And so when you look at that in the context of what we're talking about now, the woke person is the person that plays by the rules. And the funny thing about it is that you can play by the rules, but America is the Joker. And he's not going to play by the rules. That nigga's going to run up on your family. He's going to run up on your cousins, babies, whatever. And he does not care. So now you'll sit and you'll be like, he's such a monster. I can't believe he's doing that. And he look at you like, nigga, I ain't got no rules. That's you, remember? So what I find fascinating, though, is how Batman beats the Joker is he suspends the rules himself, of course, because he uses everybody's cell phone and cameras to become like the NSA have done and the TSA and stuff like that. And he suspends the rules temporarily for national security. And to me, the woke people will never do something like that. They will always stay in the confines of the rules, which means to protest, to to petition and all that other good stuff. And they're always going to stay inside those confines. They're always, because of that, they're always going to get their ass kicked, because the Joker thrives on the fact that I don't have any rules. However,
Right.
just like you diagrammed, the Joker is not going to totally annihilate us. He's going to just leave some of us around, so we give everybody else who plays by the rules hope. You know what I mean? That's why the whole Black Lives Matter didn't get assassinated. Only key figures. Because if I kill all the men and women in this organization, y'all going to realize that this whole concept of just protesting is full of shit, and you're going to choose something else. So we only going to kill the people who we really think is going to influence you to do something crazy. And then after that, we're going to leave the other people there, so that you will always think there's some hope if you go this route. And that's why I think there's a huge fascination in Republican thought with Martin Luther King, because they got to prop Martin Luther King up as a role player, so that those people who really don't want to rock the boat can say, well, look at Martin Luther King. This is how he did it. You know what I'm saying? So you always going to have those, that Batman and Joker character. And I think the Harvey Dent is your Black Power militant integrationist guy. He's fronting, but he's still living by the rules. But every once in a while, he wants to quote unquote kill you know who, because he'll flip the coin. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He'll flip the coin. It's heads, we got to kill some crackers. You know what I'm saying? It's tails, nah, we got to do this and we got to do that. And the reality of it is, neither. If you're a Black nationalist, you're not Batman, you're not the Joker, and you're not Harvey Dent. You decide you don't want to play no more. You've decided to take the whole shit elsewhere. Because in reality, what we would be is, we would be like the superhero that decides to move to another city. Am I lying?
No, not at all.
We would be the ones that say, fuck it, I can't win in Gotham. It's too much corruption, and this bullshit between the people who play by the rules and other people is going on. I'm going to move to Brooklyn. And over there, I can own my own shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're choosing to do, because if you fall into one of these categories, if you fall into, and I've seen this happen, I've seen people in the Black hat, like Natural Tahudi, I've seen people fall into the Joker category where they actually break the rules. And they live by that, because they're like, well, this is not ours anyway, so I can do whatever I want to do. And what happens is you go to jail or you get killed or whatever. You can't thrive on that method neither. So then people claim honor by being a Harvey Dent character, being the guy that plays by the rules, but occasionally goes on the edgy side. And then you get the day Harvey's love, which was the woman he was gonna marry, they murdered her, they took away, and that's what happens to y'all with your Black Wall Street, with your motherfucking all the stuff that you claim that you're building. When they burn it down or eminent domain it, you end up like Harvey Dent. You bitter as hell, and you think now the only thing you can do is break the rules every once in a while. Because you tried and what's called Dark Knight situation. I go out.
Yeah, you went out for a second.
Oh, my bad. What part did
you must be driving in one of those spots.
Oh, give me a second. I know how to handle this.
Okay.
I know how to handle this. But you give me your take. Give me your take on the whole Dark Knight situation.
Well, one of my favorite quotes from The Dark Knight, and I use it all the time because I think it sums up the relationship between the Black Power American and the white man here in America. I think it's the perfect line of dialogue. Remember when Batman tosses the Joker off the side of the building?
Yep.
And the Joker is laughing on his way down because he thinks everything is hilarious, even his own death.
Yep.
It's just funny. So
Yep.
he's laughing and, you know, ready to die, and then Batman saves him. He grabs him by the ankles and then he pulls him up. And the Joker says, and I'm going to read this because I don't want to paraphrase. He says, "You just couldn't let me go, could you?
Right.
This is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. You are
Mm-hmm.
truly incorruptible, aren't you? You won't kill me out of some misplaced sense of self-righteousness, and I won't kill you because you're just too much fun. I think you and I are destined to do this forever."
Mm.
And there it is.
And as long as he lives in Gotham, he's got it. He's got it. He's right. As long as Batman lives in Gotham, we got to do this forever because it doesn't change the context.
Yeah. That's why if you ever notice, nobody kills Batman. Like, and let's go beyond the movies and let's go to the TV show. Every villain ties up Batman and Robin and creates some elaborate thing with all these moving parts, and then when this happens, and da 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 da, and then eventually just shoot and kill the nigga. You got him tied up, kill him.
Yep.
But the
Yep.
reason for them doing that is if you kill Batman and Robin, then the show ends.
Right.
And this is the type of bullshit game that we playing right now with these Captain America Negroes, these Black Power Americans, these militant integrationists, this woke black niggas who know goddamn well that they ain't trying to do nothing to gain any type of socioeconomic and political power in this country. That's a fantasy. But what they want to do is they want to stay hardcore and stay edgy and radical by showing people, well, I'm against the grain. I don't go wherever the white man say, yes, you do, nigga, because you live in here.
Yep. And you're not going nowhere.
You are a rebellious teenager in your parents' house.
Yep.
They still
Yep.
paying the rent. They still providing the electricity and the gas and the running water. They still making food for your ass and giving you clothes on your back. They doing every goddamn thing for you. And yet you got a problem with mom and dad. You sitting at the table with your arms folded and pouting because you don't want to eat at the table with the family. And you're so radical and you're edgy. But yet you ain't got a place of your own.
Right.
You take your edgy ass out of their house, and then you come right back with your edge and get in your edgy bed.
I do have one problem with the young in their woke culture. If there's any problem I have, it's one problem I do have. It's their obsession with telling white people off. Isn't that shit bizarre?
Yeah.
That shit is bizarre to me.
They got to tell white people about their privilege, which is just as stupid as me going to China and telling Chinese about their, oh, do you know that you have Chinese privilege here in China? Like, whoa, really?
Yo,
wow. Thank you for enlightening me.
Every time I turn around, they got some brother or some queen on some news outlet telling a white person off. And they repost it. These millennials will repost this stuff and be like, sis went off. Sis did my whole life. And I'm like, sis didn't do shit. What are you talking about? These same niggas will see you in the parking lot and they will arm their car because you're black. What are you talking about? You didn't change nothing by telling them off because you got nappy hair and they should accept your nappy hair, or it's okay. Remember they was trolling that one beautiful sister because she was thick as hell, and they was like they was trying to troll her because her curves was showing through her dress and stuff like that. She was like a news anchor.
Oh yeah.
Her name is Demetria Obelor.
Yeah.
And super duper fine. You know what I'm saying? You know, thick in all the right places. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. And they was trolling her strictly for doing the news. It's not like she had some booty shorts on, some Daisy Dukes or whatever. She had on some tasteful outfits, but sis just gifted. She just physically gifted, and they trolled her. So you know what I mean? Like when what you call it? Y'all go out there and y'all tell these people off, and then after y'all tell these people off, then these people say 50,000 inappropriate comments like that, in 50,000 different instances. What did you really do? What did you do? And to me, that's the only problem that I have with the young, because I know they don't know no better yet, is their obsession with telling white people off. Those people are not going to change. Just because you're telling them off because your hair is different, or your style of dress is different or whatever, and you should be able to do this and that. It doesn't change anything. It changes stuff on social media, but in the business world, it don't change anything. In the political world, it doesn't change anything. But you, man, let me tell you something. The level of victory that these young people think they have just because they quote unquote told somebody off, it's astounding to me, bro. I've never seen nothing like this shit.
Yeah, because you know why? That's all you got.
Right.
So you got to hold on to it. That's all you got. At the end of the day, it's like what Ice Cube said in that movie, Higher Learning. Like after they had a fight with the white supremacist dude, and he said, "Yeah, we might have beat their ass, but they already won."
Right.
You know, you won a battle, but you lost the war.
Right.
This is their shit. We living in their context.
Speaking of Ice Cube, you know where I'm going now, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the contract for Black America? What happened to that shit?
Joe Biden became president.
Donald Trump?
Yeah, Joe Biden became president.
Did I lose you? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Oh crap! Did I lose you?
Can you hear me,
bro?
Hello?
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 Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Can y'all hear me in the chat room? If y'all can hear me in the chat room,
I can
type
hear you.
yes. Oh, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
I couldn't hear you for a second. Well, maybe you couldn't hear me. But
no, I heard you. I heard.
Oh, okay. So what I said was, what happened to the contract for Black America? What happened to that?
Oh, you didn't hear what I said. I'm sorry. I said Joe Biden got elected.
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay. So you went out, I guess. Yeah. No, exactly. So that was only for Trump?
Yeah.
Man, that's just listen. Number one, see you see my Facebook activity. You know what I'm saying? Like people get on my case because I don't be having a whole bunch of Black Power stuff on my Facebook because I really don't take that shit seriously. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather do this with you or by myself or with the other brothers and sisters or be in the Signal or the Discord or whatever it is that we do. But to be constantly throwing Black stuff on Facebook to me is lame. It's corny. Because at the end of the day, to me, it's like we fought. You know what I'm saying? I always talk against the fighting that we do. We fought back and forth. Ice Cube ain't shit. Ice Cube is shit. Ice Cube ain't shit. Ice Cube is shit. And what ended up happening? Biden got elected and there's no contract no more. Here's a document that you had a whole bunch of people draw up. That shit was mad professional, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you had all that brain power and all that energy went into that. Where is the contract now? What do you mean? Like this isn't just in case Biden don't win? Is that you? That's what you should have said. You should have said this, right? That's what you should have said. We should have said this contract is here just in case Biden don't win. If he don't win, we got demands for you, Mr. Trump. But if Biden win, my nigga, oh man, clap, dap me. Okay, yeah, go ahead and do what you got to do, Biden, because we know you're Black. Because that's what it seems like to me. It seems like I'm just looking at this thing. We fought over this. We fought over the Black Panther movie. We fight over the stupidest shit, and it does not lead to anything constructive. I don't understand it. Like when that dude, I know I'm jumping the topic, but when that dude came on your live and said the stuff that he said, which was y'all ain't going nowhere and all this other stuff, I'm like, dude, you're not going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you need to come on there and say. You need to come on there and say, fuck y'all, I'm not going nowhere. I can respect that. I can't respect when you come on and tell us where we going, because what you really mean is you not going nowhere, and you hope we don't either, because you know what I'm saying? Misery loves company.
Right.
It's like you'd be the only person on the block that didn't get a Apollo 5 speed back in the day. Everybody else got one. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm showing our age, right? 90% of the people listening to us have no idea what Apollo 5 speed is. But you know what I'm saying? Like you got the chopper joint with the handlebars and stuff like that. You're the only one that don't got it. That's how I feel like you niggas are when y'all come and y'all put comments on our videos and say y'all not going anywhere. You're trying to make us not have Apollo 5 speed just like you do. And the reality is Your mama didn't get you one.
Yep. And I remember before they say, "Oh, y'all niggas ain't going to Africa." Then we went to Africa.
Right. Right.
Now, and you ain't hear nothing from them. Because like I said, it's always going to be something. It's always going to be something. It's like, you didn't do this, or why didn't you do this? And it's like the dude that I was talking with on Dynast thing, where he wanted to basically say that, oh, I respect what you're doing, Dynast, because you got there doing. I said, so when you go into the continent? Oh, it might be 2-3 years. I'm like, oh, okay. So in other words, you ain't going. Oh, damn, I lost. Did I lose y'all guys? Hello? Hello? Can y'all hear me? Hello? Can y'all hear me in the chat room? Okay, can y'all hear Minister? Because I can't hear him. Minister, are you there? Hello?
Hello.
Yo, can you hear me? Minister? Yeah, Minister must be in a bad location because he's going in and out. I kind of lost track of what we was just saying. Yeah, he went out, he's gonna come back in. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all. Trying to wait till he comes back. How's everybody doing today? I actually have a night off from work, so that's why I decided to do this live stream. I was going to schedule it later on, but Minister said he was available right now, so I said, well, let me just do it, because me and him have some really good conversations when we actually do get to talk. Yeah, leaving America 2 to 3 years later. That's what that's what I was talking about. I was talking about the conversation that I had with one of the guys on Dynast live stream. Like, oh, Dynast, I really respect what you do, because you do it. You ain't just talking about it. I'm like, oh, you respect him so much that you ain't going to Africa in 2 to 3 years, right? And that was before we went to Rwanda. It was like a couple of months before we went to Rwanda. And then I went to Rwanda, and I ain't heard from this nigga since. Negro stalling tactics. That's all we dealing with. Negro stalling tactics. What's up, Ronan? What's up to everybody in the chat room? What's up to Ronan? What's up to Chima? What's up to Vic? What's up to Darius? What's up to Eric? What's up to Mr. Sabri? What's up to Still Learning? Peace to everybody. Hope y'all having a good day. Yeah, he went out. He had to Still Learning. He went out. He's got to log back in. I'm waiting for him to come back in the queue so I can put him in. But he must be in a bad area. Peace. What's up, DA? Peace, Underrated Mind. Peace, Deontay. Yeah, but that was the whole purpose of me coming up with this topic, is Woke politics is diametrically opposed to American integration. I don't see how you can say that you're woke and you don't want to leave America, where you want to have all your eggs in one basket here in America. And I'm not even talking, and like I said, I hate even having to explain this because it's like, I feel that people are being disingenuous when they claim either two things. They're being disingenuous or they're fucking stupid and don't understand the English language. When I say staying here in America, I don't mean every black person in America packing their bags and leaving America. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to establish a base of operations off the shores of America. You can live here, just like there are Jews that live in America. Every Jew is not in Israel, but they support the Jewish state. And that's what Israel is. It's a Jewish state, as you can see the way they're kicking the Palestinians' ass, which I don't give a fuck about. You know, everybody's all, you know, because that's another woke thing. Everybody's like all concerned about Palestinians now. But I don't see nobody concerned about us. How come there's nobody petitioning and putting out hashtags about making Liberia great again? That's our nation state. We set it up. How come nobody's talking about reparations for Liberia like people want reparations for Israel? Nobody pushes for anything involving our agenda, but then when something happens to them, everybody wants sympathy from the entire goddamn world, except and including us, when it comes to something that benefits them. That's your problem, dude. Oh, they're killing children. They're killing black children here in America. That's your problem, dude. I'm not for people killing children. I'm not for any violence against other people, but I feel the same way about that as you do about Liberia. As much as you care about Liberia, that's how much I care about your little Israel-Palestine situation. I care just about as much as you do about that. How about that? That's fair. Because I don't see no hashtags for Liberia. I don't see nobody pushing for reparations for Liberia or for us to try to rebuild and make Liberia great again. I don't hear nothing from any of these woke people. So try that on somebody else. You ain't going to get me to feel guilty about a goddamn thing. Oh, wait, let me see if Minister's back. Oh, there he is. Hello?
Sorry about that, bro.
No problem. You probably was in a bad area.
No, one day I'm going to grow up and have Verizon or AT&T, but right now I'm a child and I got T-Mobile.
Well, I'm with you. I got T-Mobile too, so.
Man, it's terrible on highways. I can tell you that much. Shit, it's almost terrible.
Yeah.
It probably works very well in the city, though, right? In New York City.
Probably. Well, it works pretty good. Works pretty good. I don't really get a whole lot of drop calls and stuff, but like I said, I'm not riding on the highway.
Nah, you get out. Once you get outside the city, it's open season, my bro. Like you get on the highway or anything like that. When I be in Vermont, man, oh my God, it's non-existent signal. I'd be very surprised if they sell T-Mobile in Vermont because there's really no signal there. But I want to chime in on what you were saying just now with a little story of my own. I remember years ago when I just started ministering. I was in like my second or third year as a minister. She's from down where me and you from, but she moved to upstate New York. So anyway, you know, she's a very pretty chick, and she got caught up with some continental African brothers. And I don't know exactly where they're from, but I know they was continental and they was running schemes. So, you know how it is. Like homegirl had a high fashion habit, and she had to feed it. So together they was laundering money. But as my dad said, who was also on the VAIO, you know, when you fucking around with people that ain't got no rules, you know what I'm saying? Like all y'all got your hands in the cookie jar, but when the light comes on, only you got your hand in. You know what I'm saying? So essentially, you know, the police came down on her. So now all of a sudden, now we have been soldiering her project all this time. When I say soldiering, I mean selling papers, selling fish, whatever. and she would come out and say hi, give us a nice little smile, and go back in the house. Now all of a sudden you want to come to the temple. I'm like, word? I'm like, the famous, because this is a beautiful chick. So the brothers come back and be like, oh man, we seen Homegirl today. I almost called her name a couple of times. I'm like, so this chick y'all been telling me about, she's coming here today? They was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. What's she? And then I said, wait a minute. What is she coming here for? They was like, oh, she wants to talk to you. I said, word? So they bring her, you know what I'm saying? She sits, she's every bit what they say she is. I ain't gonna lie to you. And then she comes to my office, and I'm like, so what made you want to come to Muhammad's temple? Oh, I've always kind of, you know what I'm saying, go to Harlem, they and all this other stuff. I was like, word? So long story short, this is like Khalid was still living. And I told you before, Khalid and my teacher, they were very close. They actually looked like each other. Like if you ever seen the picture of my teacher, my minister, he looked like a lighter, just a tad bit lighter version of Khalid. They both had the bald head. They both was tall. My teacher was just built a little bit stockier than him. So he came to our city in order to give a message and to give us support, because we had to split from the other nation, which I won't go through. So either way, then her true intentions became known, brother. And you know what the true intentions was? I want y'all to protest and demonstrate so I don't have to go to jail. I was like, oh my God, it was 2 seconds of saying what I really wanted to say. Because you know what I was going to say, right?
Yep.
It starts with an F and it ends with an H. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you sat in my office, you looked me dead in my eye and said you like the message. But in reality, you're just another one of those ambulance chasing militant integrationists. Not even that. You're not even that. You came to us because you was in trouble. And the minute you get off trouble, you drop us like a bad habit. And that, to me, is my story that goes with what you were saying just now. Whereas a lot of this wokeness, it only appears when people is in trouble. That's only when it appears. And when you get out of trouble, you want to go back to everything the way it used to be and everything being normal. I really feel like the only reason why there is such a thing as a woke movement, there's 2 reasons. And you could tell me what your take on this is. The reason why there's a woke movement, number one, is because there used to be a Black Power movement, but we were not successful in grooming the next generation. And the reason why we were not successful in grooming the next generation is because they saw us starving, broke, and out there until our shoe leather came off, and they didn't want to do that. Reason number 2 is because what I feel is that they have that in their hearts, but they damn sure don't want to put themselves out there. So they found a more convenient way to do it, which was what they're doing here. That, to me, is the reason why there's a woke movement today. And again, I think the 30 and 40-year-olds are riding that wave because you really wasn't shit when we were doing stuff, and you know that, and you're embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, how many older niggas do you know didn't go to the first Million Man March? Probably quite a few, right?
Yep.
I know I do. I knew a lot of dudes that didn't go to the Million Man March. You know what I'm saying? And and any other thing, the World Day of Atonement, any other thing that was a national collective, y'all didn't go to. How the fuck are y'all authorities now in 2000 when we know you wasn't there back in the day?
Yep.
So to me, these younger brothers and sisters, they want to do something, but they damn sure don't want to put themselves out there that far. But they don't know. You know what I'm saying? They don't really know, and I can't blame them.
Right.
I think the older people, they just want to hide in the midst of the whole thing. It's like I was watching X3 the other day, and I don't know if you remember that movie, but in it, at the end of it, to me, that was the deepest one of the 3 of them. Because remember, X3 is the one where they have the mutant cure.
Right.
Remember? So on the line, not only is Rogue on the line, but Iceman is on the line. You know what I'm saying? Because they're all trying to, they he's acting like he's concerned, but that motherfucker's gonna get that cure too. We both know that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the cure is you're not a mutant anymore. And I looked at that, I said, this is deep. Because to me, this represents a lot of the people that was rolling with us in the beginning of the VIO, and now either they're finance experts or they're homeowners or whatever, and they're like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm cheering y'all on, but I can't participate. It's almost like you stood in line and you got that mutant cure. You know what I'm saying? Oh
Yeah, I
man,
do.
I thought that dropped again.
No, I got you. Yeah, I totally get it. Can you hear me?
What? That's how I feel. It's
Hello?
like, yeah, I hear you good. That's how I feel. It's like those are the people. Like, man, them brothers was talking hard with us in the beginning. They was like, oh, BAIO, this is what I've been waiting for all my life. Nationhood, blah blah blah. And then it's like, and then even I have to say this, and he'll probably hear this, but I don't really care. Even one of them tagged me just recently. Did you see that?
Nah, who was it?
The brother, the brother tagged me just recently, talking about how I inspired him to go after money, and I said that we need, in order for us to build a real nation, we need strong, grown-up money. He said, I'm in the process of getting that, and I just looked at that shit. I hit the love button because he said my name, and I laughed. I'm like, bro, we haven't seen you at any virtual meetings in like 5 years now. We haven't seen you on the website since we started. We haven't seen
Hmm.
you around any of this, and there's no way that somebody's gonna know you was on this. Then we remember. Let's just put it this way. Remember, African Warlord X's counterpart, the other dude that was like sort of like a tech genius,
Yeah,
the Hebrew Israelite dude, and how he just faded the fuck away.
yeah. Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All these dudes was talking really strong, and I just holla just by accident. I was going through my people you should know one day. And this nigga's Facebook profile, this nigga unfriended all of us, son. Did you know that?
That does not shock me at all.
Now you know what I'm talking about. Last name is Imani.
Yeah.
Yeah, he unfriended all of us. I was like, damn, like, bro. And here's, what the saddest part about this whole shit is? I am very confident, by Allah's grace, I am much further in my career than you are. And you detach from us for your career? Is that what you're telling us? You know what I'm
Like I
saying? Like,
said,
this nigga was
I've
at
been
LX.
around I've
Say
been
what?
around people all of my life. It's like that's the story of my life, son. This is the
What's that?
story of my life. I've been around people who talk the talk and don't walk the walk.
Word.
I've been around them all of my life. I'm so used to people who will talk that rah-rah shit and then drop out based on their own personal circumstances. So usually most of the people that was rolling with us um in the beginning,
Uh-huh.
those people got some type of money. They became successful in whatever they was doing financially.
Yep.
And that's usually the reason why they drop off. Because as we all know, this whole thing about the people and we need to do this for this and that, it's never really about the people. It's about
Yep.
their own personal situation. And once
Yep.
their own personal situation gets solved, you don't hear nothing from these
Word.
niggas.
Word.
I've been around them all of my goddamn life. And as a matter of fact, I see them coming.
Yep.
I already know I know the way that they move. It's all about them. It's not about the people. It's about them and their own personal circumstance. And once their personal circumstance is taken care of, you don't hear from them no more. There's been
Yep.
plenty of people in our circle who you don't hear from no more.
Yep.
They
Yes,
was all
sir.
BAIO and rolling with the BAI. Where are they? You don't hear nothing from them. Why? Because they got their own personal shit taken care of. It
Yep.
wasn't about the people to begin with.
Yes, sir.
So, it is what it is. I'm so used to that. It's not like that doesn't even shock me because, first of all, you're right. We haven't heard from this dude in like 5 years.
Yep.
So, you kind of forget about him. And then when you
Right.
find out that, oh, they unfollowed us. Oh, okay, I understand.
I was like, dude, you was running a STEM group and all that shit. What
Yeah,
circumstance took you? What circumstance took you away from us? Because don't say it's children, because I got five. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
don't say it's that. Don't say it's your career. Because I work 10 to 12 hours a day. Don't say it's that. Don't say you in school because I'm in school right now too. What the fuck was your reason? Your reason is you are a coward. You are a coward. And that's why, anyway, that's why for me, like I said, the new thing of black leadership is to set up a YouTube channel and you ain't got no picture. You could be dark. You know what I'm saying? Nobody doesn't know you. You're just a silhouette. And that, to me, I don't respect that shit. I really don't respect that shit. Because if you're going to be a quote unquote man of the people, then I need to see your face. But as I've been saying, and I'm going to get back on the jack with that in my next show, we don't need you to be the man of the people. We just need you to contribute. Be one of the men, one of the women of the people. Because that man of the people shit is dead.
Yeah. Like, you know what we're asking people to do?
Sign up to a website.
Click the like button, share the video, put a comment in so there could be some engagement on the video. So that way, the more engagement there is, the more people will see it. Right. And sign up to the BAI. That's what we're asking. And that is too much for niggas.
Yo, can I tell you something? I watch, you know me, because I'm in the family world, like I do domestic violence classes and stuff like that. I watch as much relationship content as I can. Mm-hmm. And I watched this one chick. I love this woman. I love her to death. Her name is Love Dorsey, right? Mm-hmm. And so today she was on there talking about something. And she was saying, you know, if y'all really want y'all problems fixed, you need to book a live with me. All you gotta pay is $100. I was like, you're charging $100? And people are paying for this shit? And they got a problem with signing up to a website for free?
Yeah.
$100 for one Zoom holler. That is, for us admins, that's 10 months. Right?
Right. We're not, and you know what it is? It's like, it's certain lessons that I guess we don't want to learn because it kind of, it's going to make you kind of jaded in the way that you see reality.
Yep.
It's like it's like you being a good dude and you getting shitting on.
Right.
So what's the motivation to be a good dude?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like, we're not requesting money from people, but it's almost as if people want you to request money from them, because if you don't request money from them, then they're thinking that you up to no good.
No, it's true. That's like Stephon Marbury with the sneakers.
Because
he was charging $20, they didn't want to support it because it was cheap. You know what I'm saying? And good, bad, or indifferent, it's like, I don't know if you've become this way, but the older I get, the more I call myself a halfway conspiracy guy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So in other words, I don't believe in conspiracy theories, and I think a lot of y'all is nuts. But I do know that there's definitely a lot of underhanded shit going on. And it's not just, it's y'all making that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I want to talk about this when the next step, I want to talk about this money in these athletes. But Stephon Marbury, it's not a coincidence that he challenged them with those sneakers and then they did everything they could to tear his ass down. It's not a coincidence. Mm-hmm. And Stephon Marbury used to be my favorite basketball player, of course, because I'm from Coney Island too. And when they kind of ostracized him from the league, it wasn't because he couldn't play no more. Because the dude went overseas and played in China for like 3 to 5 years, I think. So what was the reason why you couldn't play in the NBA anymore? And I got to think that it had something to do with him trying to take ownership. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now,
had everything
that sounds
to do
like
with
a conspiracy theory. You niggas is crazy. So what?
That has everything to do with it. And that's not really, see, my thing is, the way that I look at conspiracy theories, it's not that I don't believe in conspiracies. I just don't think that it's as mystical and magical and as secret as people make it out to be. I think a lot of it is right there in your face. And that's one of those that's right there in your face. It's like, yo, they did the same thing. If you notice, anybody that tries to veer away from the establishment gets attacked. They attacked Mel Gibson.
Yep.
Because Mel Gibson was trying to operate outside of Hollywood. They attacked Tom Cruise because Tom Cruise was trying to operate. Every time you see somebody trying to do something independently, you're going to see a lot of negative propaganda against them.
Yes, sir.
So when Stephon Marbury, because I got his gear. I was racking up on his gear when it was out.
Word.
What was that store? It was on 34th Street that he used to sell out of. It was one big department store that he sold out of. I forget the name of it, but it used to be on 34th Street. And I was getting his sneakers, I was getting his his athletic wear and all of that shit. And it was quality stuff. It wasn't no cheap stuff. But if you're not charging people top dollar, they think that it's cheap.
Right. Right. Yep. Isn't that something? It was quality stuff. Oh my God, and we didn't support it. We talking this Black Power shit.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
This is a conversation I've been wanting to have with you for a couple of weeks now. So this is kind of good. I've been watching this podcast with Brandon Marshall, Chad Johnson, Chad Ochocinco, Fred Taylor. I wish Max 611 was here. And these are former football players. Mm-hmm. And what they're doing is they're telling you the other side of this NFL shit, money and taking care of your family. And I want to kind of tie Kwame Brown into this too. See, it's crazy because here's how you know you're being brainwashed. We can tend to go on the side of white sports commentators and criticize these athletes. Oh, you're not really doing it. You're a bust. They need to cut you. And, they're paying you too much money, all this other stuff. And these brothers get on this podcast and be like, yo, not only was I able to take care of my mother and my father, I was able to take care of my children's children with this shit. That's what I was playing for. And that's the part that they don't be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because for you to secure generations of wealth in these industries, there's certain things that you got to go through. There's certain politics. There's certain bullshit that you got to go through. And if you are out there and you're listening to me and Holla today, and you have not ever really got above $18 an hour, you don't really know what the fuck we're talking about right now. You really don't. Because the most you dealt with was an annoying coworker that smokes weed on his break and that pisses you off. You have no idea what we're talking about. But once you start making above that and you start really getting into the higher figures, that's when the white man comes out and shows his face. For y'all to be saying that there's no more racism and all this other stuff and y'all making that shit up and I determine who I am, if you want to be a broke nigga, that applies to you. It really does. I agree with you. But if you want to actually secure your family and generations below you, you're going to be doing battle. You're going to be doing battle. And you're really going to start thinking about this nationhood shit. Because you are competing for resources that they try to make you feel is finite, but we both fucking know it's not finite. I'm acting like I'm doing my own show now. Let me calm down.
You are. Go ahead. There ain't nobody stopping you.
You know what I'm saying? We both know, son, that it's not finite. We both know there's enough money out there for you to be paid well and handsomely. But they will continue to tell you that, we're going to have performance appraisals and all this other bullshit. And that is their way of not giving you. But here's the thing. I've worked for a lot of small businesses in my industry. And what I know is everybody in the family is on the payroll. There is niggas that is 3 years old on the payroll. They get a check every week off of what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's babies that get a check. There's like women that's home with their children and they get a check. And they all get it. You know what I mean by get a check, Holla? Yep. I mean, they get a salary like they're employees and they're not doing a fucking thing inside this company.
Yep.
So then they negotiate your salary and they're going like, we're going to pay you $13 an hour. We don't really have it like that. Nigga, what do you mean you don't have it like that? Your daughters they both pulling the same paycheck I'm pulling. So to me, the concept of nationhood makes sense even from a financial racism standpoint. Because you have a whole network of sports talk radio designed to talk down the black athlete that's really trying to make money because they know full well that these resources that you're competing for, they don't really want to give it to you. And how many times have you gone on a job that's a high value job and everybody was laissez-faire with the rules, and as soon as your black ass get on the job, all of a sudden we got to enforce the rules?
Yep.
All of a sudden, you got to take your 15-minute break at approximately 12:45, but your ass is fired. And it's like, wait a minute. All these crackers, when I first came here, were smoking weed at 12:45 and still working. Well, new rules is we got to tighten up, and then this is how they style it. As we become more professional, we grow. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, you get to see this played out. You get to see this played out currently. Like if you listen to Joe Biden, I was listening to him on the television, and he was doing his little press conference, which is like one of the first times that he's actually emerged from his cave to be seen by anybody. And he was talking about, oh, you're gonna make unemployment so that if you get a job offer and you don't take the offer, then we stop the unemployment. And he got all of these checks and balances and all of these caveats to people getting unemployment checks. But yet the banks is getting $1 trillion fucking a day.
Yep.
So when it comes to working class people, it's all of these. Oh, we got to make sure we're gonna make sure you ain't robbing the system, and you giving fucking $1 trillion a day to the banks with no problems. Just a blank check. They are so unbelievably full of shit. And then people look at them and they go, "Oh wow, he's really making sure that everybody does the right thing." Yeah, everybody that's working.
Right. Yo, you want to hear some ill shit, son? I logged on Facebook last night, and there was one of my friends posted a picture. There's McDonald's that's paying $18 an hour, bro. Now you niggas want to give $18 an hour? Now?
Yeah.
What did it take for you to get to this
somehow they figured out that if you pay people enough money, you get more people applying for the job. Wow, there's a radical thought.
Yo, without a doubt. Here's a bug out observation I made. Do you realize that 90% of those ratchet videos that you see on social media where somebody's fighting and it's always in a fast food restaurant?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost always in a fast food restaurant. Why is that? It's because them workers get paid so little, they don't mind going upside your head. They don't mind. You know what I'm saying? They're like, fuck that, I'm frustrated anyway. You better, look, nigga, I gave you 3 fries, I'm not going to give you 4. If you say anything else, I'm going to hit you with this shake machine. Like,
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
They're on the edge anyway.
Exactly. But nah, that Biden shit, and think about what that's doing, what the grand scheme of that is. The grand scheme of that is we want you to get off on unemployment so you can go back into the workforce, even though we have not sufficiently controlled this virus yet. Right,
and we have not raised the minimum wage, the federal minimum wage, to $15, and we're not giving you a living wage, but we want you to go back to work. And you better take any job that we offer you, because if you don't, you won't even get your unemployment benefits.
Oh my God, bro! I never played that game ever, because I would rather take 3 jobs or 4 jobs than because I remember when I got fired in 2005 on some serious political bullshit at the second locksmith job I ever worked at. And so I had the opportunity to be on unemployment, and after a while I gave in. I was like, fuck it, let me go. And so I think I received my first check, and a big envelope came in the mail, son. A big envelope. And it was like, you got to fill out all of these forms and stuff like that. And then you have to schedule for, and I read in fine print, re-employment classes. Nigga, I'm from New York City. All through your grade school, as well as junior high school, all they tell you is how to get a job, how to act on the job. I don't need employment classes. You know what I'm saying?
No, because that's their way of saying, like, their whole thing is, you are trying to game the system, you are trying to bullshit them, and they just putting in checks and balances to make sure that you do the right thing. That's what they think about working class people.
Yep.
But in the meantime, the people who's these CEOs can make $200 billion a year, and nobody even complains.
Nope.
Nobody says it. But as far as they're concerned, they deserve that $200 billion.
Yeah, they're lionized. They're lionized.
Right.
We get to read, because how many books you think is out there on Steve Jobs? It's like at least 30 to 40 books out there on Steve Jobs. You know what I'm saying? Jeff Bezos, there's like 10 to 12 books. There's all these books on them and how they did it. How the fuck you gonna read a book from Steve Jobs and apply that to your grocery store, nigga? You know what I'm saying?
Because
Like,
it's called the American dream. Everybody feels the reason why you don't see people want to attack Jeff Bezos is that they feel I don't want to attack him, and if they take his money, then what if I become a billionaire? They're going to take my money too. So they defending against money that they ain't never gonna fucking have.
exactly. That's why I giggled and shit. Like, nigga, you're gonna become a billionaire, right? Your name's gonna be Bezos or Law. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
You're gonna have
I've
a
heard that
billionaire.
argument so many times on Republican radio.
You can't become a billionaire unless you got a bunch of thousands of working class people operating your business for you. Because Jeff Bezos ain't doing shit at Amazon. A fucking monkey can run that fucking company. They don't need him.
Yep.
A fucking chimpanzee can run Amazon.
Right.
You think changing the CEO means anything?
Remember when they were trying to like make that dude Jack Welch out to be like this white knight, this great savior, the one that used to be the head of GE?
Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember this is when I first got into kind of success literature and success books. So I got me like a couple of books by this guy, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, none of this shit applies to anything I'm doing in my day-to-day life. None of it.
Right.
And that's when I began to realize that these biographies, now mind you, every once in a while I'll get me a book that I think is kind of good, like Henry Ford, but you know, I'm a technician, so we kind of relate to each other. Sam Walton, I think that kind of, I extracted some wisdom from that, because that's a dude grocery chain from the ground up. But even then, just like you just said, that's a dude that basically recruited enough people to work under him and be poor for a long period of time. Yeah. That's really what they're asking you to do, right? They're asking you to sacrifice and be poor while they be rich. That's the fucking mindfuck game. And it's crazy because when I was wherever I've gone, as far as like in my industry, whether it was in the locksmith world, the electronic security world, automatically they got scared of me from day one. And the reason being is because I'm the guy that reads the magazines. I'm the guy that reads the books. So I must want to go into business for myself. The average person that works in these places don't read the books, don't read the magazines, don't join organizations, don't go to none of the conventions or whatever. So they're considered cheap. And they're like, all right, well, at the very least, you'll quit me and go someplace else. But a nigga like me has always been a DEFCON 10 threat. Because why would you be reading? Why do you need to read all of that? I'm like, nigga, because I'm in this industry. Where, but you know, the only people that read that stuff is business owners. And I remember them, I remember them saying this to me to my face. I'm like, are you serious? You're telling me that I'm a threat to you because I'm reading magazines? And so what that proves is what? It proves that these businesses are built off of you being poor and you staying in your lane. And if you think about getting out of your lane and moving upwardly mobile, then you fall under the attack line. But again, how does this relate to nationhood? The reality of it is that we can build. Sorry, this nigga almost took me out. You know, he was on his phone. We can build something with a different economic model where you don't have to go through all of that. You know what I'm saying? We can build something where the compensation level is different, where the economic structure is different, where your compensation as an individual for what you do is different on a different scale, and the resources, how they're divvied out, is different. And we're not saying that just because you live in this nation that you should get a certain amount of money and blah, 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 blah. We're not saying that, but we're not saying that that's not the case either. But to me, you will always get screwed when you're under a model that precipitates you as a person being poor so somebody else can be rich.
Yeah. And you know what? Having a new, like when you have a new nation and you're developing your nation, we can create those old school jobs that the workers used to have.
Right.
The best job for a worker to have is to work in a union shop. at a factory or like in anything involving construction and building or whatever. The reason why is because those people, not only did they have their salary that was adjusted according to the cost of living, so you get like your salary adjusted every year.
Right.
Not only that, but you get 401k, you get your pension and retirement, and you get stock options.
Yes.
And usually your company is matching your 401k contribution. So it's quite possible to work at a company for 25, 30 years and be a goddamn millionaire.
Indeed.
Those are old school jobs. We can supply those type of jobs. And like what Ronan is saying, work at co-ops in a situation like that, that's even better.
But if you can, man.
you would have much more of those type of jobs under a situation where you're rebuilding or building up your nation state.
Right. Yep.
There's no new territory in America. There's no new frontiers in America. America is already built. America is already established. The only thing that could possibly save them is to do a complete overhaul and infrastructure program. But there's politics are so polarizing that will never get done.
Yeah, I agree with that.
No, the people who are making the money, the people who benefited during the pandemic, the people who are at the top, they feel comfortable with being at the top and letting everybody else starve to death, which is really like shows me that rich people, wealthy people are psychopaths.
Yep.
They really are. Because if they were intelligent, why would you want a bunch of hungry, starving people while you got food? Think about that. Think about that. If we just take that to the neighborhood, everybody in the neighborhood is starving, and you walking around flossed out with your rings and watches and your cars and shit. What the fuck do you think is gonna happen?
Oh, them niggas gonna run down on you at the earliest convenience.
Exactly. They're going to run down on you. They're going to kidnap your kids. They're going to do whatever they can to get some of that dough, because why are you flossing and nobody else? Like, in the mortal words of DMX, you've been eating on long enough. Stop being greedy.
Yep.
Keep it real, partner. Give to the needy.
Word.
Ribs is touching. Don't make me wait. Fuck around and I'm going to bite you and snatch the plate.
Yep.
Words of wisdom.
Yep. Indeed. And this is the thing is like, I think that is what's always lost on the criticizers when they come to talk about what, I don't know, bro. Sometimes I wonder, like, I would like to sit down with one of these assholes or just like a team of them and be like, so let me ask you niggas something. What do you really think we saying? Just to hear it. And I bet you would hear some crazy shit come out their mouth like, y'all want to go to Africa and build mud huts. Word, that's what I've been saying. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to go to Africa and colonize them. Like, what? Where did you get that? I guarantee you, if you sat most of these criticizers down and said, yo, listen, I'm going to shut up for the next half hour. I want you dumb niggas across the hall. I want y'all to tell me what you think we saying. And if you listen to, I guarantee you would be some crazy offbeat shit that you'd be like, nigga, what show did I say that? I guarantee you. Because if you really listen to what we say, how could you argue with it? How could you speak against us wanting to build a territory where we kind of correct all of this shit for black people? How could you argue against that? How could you, as a conscious person, because you got to be semi-woke to even listen to our shit, right? Mm-hmm. I would say, right? You know what I'm saying? Because if not, then you would not even come nowhere close to this. So you sat there and you listened to my whole live, or Harlow's whole live, and what you came out with is the bizarre shit that you about to tell me when I put you on the panel? Like, I just don't understand it. So, because in reality, to me, what we're talking about now gets me so excited. You know what I'm saying? Being able to correct all of this stuff so that at least the next generation wouldn't have to worry about that kind of stuff. You're telling me that that's phony? It's fake? We just talking? I never understood that. I really never understood that. And let me just veggie back on something I said earlier about how, the minister said that we need to have we need grown up money to do this. So I'm working on it. How the fuck are you working on that by yourself? Isn't that a great question right there? How are you working on that by yourself? How can you possibly be working on grown-up money by yourself? How can you do that? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a collective. Because I don't know. I mean, am I crazy, bro?
No, not at all.
What?
But
How
you
can
know,
you
you
be
know what
talking
though?
about working on that shit by yourself? I don't get it.
The people, but those type of people are not the type of people that I have the biggest problem with, because we already know who they are. We know that they full of shit. We know that they the white man's bitch, and they love being under the nuts of their daddy.
Right.
So that's pretty clear. Like they're not fighting it. It's not like they are fighting against the nuts. They hugging them. They all up in there. They all in the cracks and crevices of the white man's ass, and they love it. So them I don't have a problem with. And to be honest with you, the people who like, just to swing back to the conversation that we was having earlier about the person that you said we haven't spoken to in 5 years and they unfriended us and stuff.
Yep.
We got people like that right now. Right now
true.
in our midst.
That is true.
They right in our midst. And I'll tell you in advance, you're not hurting my feelings. I don't fucking care, because my thing is, I've been around people that's been full of shit all my goddamn life.
Yep.
I'm so used to full of shit niggas who talk a good game, and then when push come to shove, they fade away. And another thing is, if you haven't contributed anything, because if you look at that person specifically, what did they contribute?
That's true.
It's like you don't contribute nothing to the cause, and then you want to criticize the cause because the cause ain't moving fast enough for you. Nigga, you ain't do anything.
Yep. Even
what did you do?
We were just paying $10. This nigga wasn't paying $10. And I'm just like, how could you talk about grown up money and you couldn't give $10? And Lester.
There's 7 people right now. Well, no, there's 9 now because 2 more added on. But there's like 7 people who are contributing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they making sure that the site stays active and all of that.
Right. Which in the grand scheme of things, none of us miss that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, I see the email, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's right. I don't know about you. That's how I look at it. It'd be like, oh, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. You know what I'm saying? But it's never no problem for me. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. I really don't. But either way, yo, on another note, have you seen that new Marvel trailer?
What?
It starts off with a whole bunch of fluffy Stan Lee shit, and then it just starts getting into all the movies coming up. Have you seen that?
Oh shit? Yeah, I seen it.
Yo, oh my God, bro. DC, this is an open letter to you. You had a chance. And you fucking blew it. It is all over for you now. You might as well clean out all of your drawers. You might as well take down the signs, take your name off the you clean out the corner office, because once that Black Widow movie drops, it is a wrap for you niggas. You have no chance anymore. And you could have done some great things in this pandemic, and you chose to release that stupid Wonder Woman movie. And the only thing that you did was a Snyder cut. I cannot believe y'all. Because, bro, first of all, I didn't fuck with Shang-Chi in the comic books. I really didn't. I thought that comic was corny. You better believe I'm going to see that movie.
Oh yeah.
You better believe I'm going to see that movie.
I knew about Master Kung Fu, but I wasn't really a Master Kung Fu fan. Like I was buying their comic. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That was one of those C and D level lists.
Exactly. And anybody who brought it, I was like, what do you get out of that? You know what I'm saying? You better believe I'm going to see that movie. You better believe that. That Eternal shit, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about what I saw with that Eternal shit. And then the Black Widow movie is going to have the Soviet super soldiers in it. What the fuck? Like, y'all had y'all chance, DC. You had your chance. You should have released like 3 Batman movies, 2 Superman movies, and 1 Justice League. And what did you do? You gave us a Wonder Woman, and you gave us, I don't know what the fuck you gave us with that Snyder. The Snyderverse was good, but that being said, like, yeah, oh my God, I don't know. Did you end up seeing Mortal Kombat?
No, not yet.
Bro, you serious?
Not yet.
You got to see that. Damn, you killing me now because I want to talk about it if I can. But you know what? I must
You ain't
admit,
gonna
I can't
spoil
be
it
a
for me.
hypocrite.
You can talk about it. Well, no, you probably don't want to spoil it for the people that haven't
I
seen it.
don't, because it's good. It's good. That's why I don't want to spoil it. Now, me, you, and Thorough should talk about it because Thorough is the toughest critic I ever met in my life. He is tough. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that about. I've grown to like love his level. As a matter of fact, when I like a movie, I like to run it through the Thorough car wash. Because man, that nigga, excuse me, that brother he's gonna pick apart the whole. I mean, he's gonna pick apart the nuts and bolts of every movie. Because he really didn't like Mortal Kombat. I don't know why. Well, excuse me, he listed it in detail, but he thought that the story was clunky and stuff like that. But he didn't like Tenet. Did you like Tenet?
I didn't see that either.
Yo, oh my God. Yo,
I
this
mean,
is
I got a
surprising.
few things on my list that I got to see. Tenet is one of them. Mortal Kombat, I expected to be like Godzilla versus Kong. Like, I didn't expect some Daniel Day-Lewis, tour de force. I just expected it to be what it is, just as long as it delivered on the level of what it's supposed to. So am I right about that?
Yes, it's worth, if you went to see the movies, it's worth it $10. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely some movies where I can say, all right, I wasted my $10. Like, I did not like the first Ant-Man, and I felt like that was wasting my $10. That is the only MCU, one of two MCU movies I don't like. I didn't like Ant-Man, and I damn sure didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I didn't like those two movies. But Guardians of the Galaxy 1 is a classic that I watch once a month. Ant-Man and Wasp, I thought was great. I loved it. You know what I'm saying? But Ant-Man 1 I didn't like, and I didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy 2. If you watch Mortal Kombat, yo, it's definitely worth seeing. Is it amazing? Am I gonna buy it? No, I'm not gonna buy it. But that Tenet shit, just from the beginning, that's supposed to be Denzel Washington's son, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. You know, that really surprised me. He's good.
There's a few trolls in the chat room who have some cognitive dissonance because we're talking about movies.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I've been blocking them because they bitch ass niggas.
What did they say?
I tell you, niggas is running. They say, "Oh, you talk about the white man, but you're watching these movies."
All right, that's right. Because what we're supposed to be doing is, until we have our nation, we're supposed to sit in a circle, burn candles, and jack off. Right? That's what we're supposed to do.
No, we're supposed to do like what they doing. Be on the internet trolling videos.
Oh God.
On the white man's internet. Fucking
specifically
bitch ass
Al
nigga.
Gore.
Sometimes I wish these niggas was right in front of my face. I really do. Sometimes, because it's so easy to do this shit, behind a keyboard. It's so easy.
Oh my God.
But anyway, to get back to what we was talking. And we're gonna talk about movies, we talk about comic books, we talk about a whole bunch of shit besides land, infrastructure, nationhood. Get used to it, nigga.
We spent like an hour and 15 minutes talking about that, didn't we?
Get used to it, nigga. I hope it makes you uncomfortable. And I hope you feel just as uncomfortable when you in the movie theater or in your house watching the same damn movies that you saying that we ain't supposed to be talking about.
Exactly. You
have cable, nigga. You got cable, nigga.
Yep. You know full well you're going to see that shit. You criticize us for talking about it.
Punk ass.
You're supposed to see it, but you're not supposed to talk about it. Like what? Word up. But yo, Tenet, I gotta watch that shit. That shit was great. Thorough, what he said about it, I agree with. He said the beginning of the story is kind of confusing. But to me, it's I don't know if this sounds right. It's like a wonderful confusion. It's like, I'm like, damn, this is crazy. I gotta see how this turns out because it's just not making any sense right now. And you have a feeling that they're gonna straighten it out. You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait for us to be able to do what we used to do. Me, you, and him breaking down Marvel movies when they give us something to break down. But I think And that one trailer, they showed like a clip from the Loki series. Yo, yo. Mind you, I don't doubt Marvel, but I'm not, a fan of a Loki series. But after I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be watching that shit.
I'm gonna tell you something. Did you see that I had posted the interview with the guy who did the Captain America and the Winter Soldier, the director? I posted that in the Movie Maniacs group. Did you get a chance to see that?
No, I didn't see it.
When you get a chance, go to the Movie Maniacs group, right? And click on that link. And please watch that video because it confirms a lot of what we feel about Marvel. The guy said Marvel is he said he stepped into a well-oiled machine. He went about the process of how they do their movies. He said most of the time when you have executive producers, they're never on one project. They're on multiple projects. He said at Marvel, he said on Marvel, every executive producer is personally involved in that particular project until that project is completed, and then they move on to the next. He said it's a well-oiled machine.
Wow.
And it's really worth it. The guy was being interviewed on the Kevin Smith show. It's really worth it if you get a chance to just check that out so you can see how they do things. Because he was saying it's like, and I've heard it from so many different directors. They say that the way that they handle it is, it's not like they have a heavy hand over you. It's like a relay race. Like one director has his vision within the context of what they're trying to do. Right. And then they pass the ball to the next director.
Damn.
So it's not like, and the thing about it is, if there's a director that is so into his own shit that he can't cooperate with them, that they don't work with him.
Oh wow, got you.
So when you hear about them getting rid of directors and stuff, it's usually because the director has like his own personal vision and it doesn't coincide with the overall vision that they're trying to go for. Because that's why what's his name, Ryan Coogler works so well with Marvel, because first of all, he's a comic book fan,
right?
So he knows about Black Panther, and he probably is privy to what they're trying to do.
Man, I love Ryan Coogler. He's dope, man.
Oh yeah,
he is dope. Like just what you would like to represent us. Black man with a black woman. You know what I'm saying? Very smart. Researched the shit out of Africa in order to come up with the concepts for the Black Panther movie. Like when I watched those interviews with him, I was thoroughly impressed. Thoroughly impressed. Knowing that he's going to be doing, the next version of, I think it's called Wakanda Forever. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? It did hurt me when Chad passed away, but I knew it was in good hands with Ryan Coogler.
Yeah. And what really, Chadwick passing was just a real big blow, because you know what they were going to do, right? Had Chadwick been alive, the next movie, this movie, Black Panther 2, would have been Submariner and Dr. Doom.
Yes. Yep.
So now they had to I don't know. It might still be, but I don't know. I really can't say, because they probably had to just change everything based on that. But that's what they were going for.
Yeah, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. I really couldn't wait. So, let's switch up the pitch now and talk about something that's going to please the Black Power Negroes in the chat.
Let's go back to talking about the white man.
Exactly. Y'all favorite ice cream sandwich, right? So anyway, because that's really what it is, right? It's us on the outside and him on the inside. That's what y'all mind is like. So anyway,
Klondike bars. That's what Ronan Black calls them. Klondike bars.
Fucking Black Power Klondikes. I want to talk about the Umar Johnson situation. So listen, not necessarily want to talk about the other guy I'm getting ready to mention, but Umar, has resurfaced, going on the Breakfast Club, telling the white man off through the Breakfast Club. In addition to that, going after Kevin Samuels and making a resurgence. And to me, I think it's very ironic that him coming back into the public eye and people really wanting to trust him but not knowing really speaks to me to nationhood. And you know why? Because the main thing that will always be tied to Umar's legacy is, did you build that fucking school? One school. One school. How many years has it been? You niggas are asking us to build a nation in 5 years or 10 years, right? And on the other hand, here's a man that y'all are hoping becomes popular again that didn't even build a school, which I ain't mad at him. I don't think you are. But the reality of it is that when I saw him come back into prominence, into the public eye, just because he's running his mouth on the Breakfast Club, and because he takes shots at Kevin Samuels, I'm like, it really doesn't take much, does it?
Oh, wait, you're breaking up. Hello?
It really doesn't take much for black people to be happy. You got Umar coming out, and just because he can, but here it is, dude. Give me 1 second. I guess. Come on, man. You still can't hear me?
I can hear you. I hear you now.
Oh, okay. I guess what I'm saying, bro, is that to me, in the grand scheme of things, it's very
Uh-oh. I think we lost Minister again. Yeah, we lost him. Can y'all hear me? If you can hear me, just put a Y in the chat. Okay. Yeah, we probably had to wait for him to log back in. He got knocked off. But yeah, man. I love it's like, if you notice, whenever we start building amongst each other, you get the trolls that come out, and it's not really a problem. It just makes it annoying because I have to keep constantly hiding and blocking their comments and knocking them off the channel. But you know, that goes with the territory. You know, they worried about us going to Africa when we're already in Africa. Like, you got BAIO members in Africa right now. You know what I'm saying? And we have people that's making plans to go to Africa, to visit Africa, and to live in Africa. So we're doing what we do. When y'all niggas gonna do something here in America, you bitch ass nigga? You fucking coward. When you gonna stop being under the white man's nuts? When you gonna start building one goddamn dirt road here in America? You got the fucking nerve to worry about what we doing, and you ain't did shit in this fucking country except get your ass kicked and watch your people get their ass kicked, watch your children get their ass kicked, and you are so much of a fucking coward that you don't want to do anything to gain any type of power in a place where the person here is kicking your fucking ass day in and day out. You got some balls to say shit to anything the BAIO is doing or to any black nationalists. You fucking, oh man, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Y'all some bunch of fucking cowards. And that's all you can do is come on videos and troll, because we making moves. You ain't doing shit. What the fuck is you doing? Talking shit on the internet. You ain't doing a goddamn thing. Bitch ass niggas. And if you really got some balls, why not just hit me up? Hit me up in my email, holipsism@gmail.com. Be a man and get on a live stream with me and debate me, you freaking bootlicking nigga. You know you're not going to do that because I will fucking destroy you and put your ass into fucking fetal position. Because you are a coward. Your ideology is cowardly. You are punk. And you ain't got the heart to debate somebody on the issues. Debate somebody on your fucking flimsy ass ideology. I will waste you niggas. I will waste you. Send me your fucking email address, you punk ass nigga. Send me your email address. Holism@gmail.com, you fucking punk. I swear on everything you ain't gonna send me no goddamn email. And I put your ass on this live and tear your fucking ass up. I'm waiting. Where's the email at? Holipsism@gmail.com. Where's the email, nigga? It's easy to talk shit. Oh, I know what it is. Why didn't I think about this? You don't want to send me the email because then I'll know who you are. Is that what it is? No, nigga. Send me the email. You don't want me to know who the fuck you are, right? That's what the problem is? I don't care about who you are. Send me the email and I'll send you the link. I'm not dropping the link in the fucking chat room. But you a bitch. The visionary is a bitch. The visionary is under the white man's nuts. The only thing that he can envision is the white man nuts. His vision is he got 20/20 vision when it comes to looking at the white man and being up under his nuts like the bitch that he is. I'm still waiting for that email, holipsism@gmail.com. I'm addressing he ain't got the heart. He ain't got the heart to send me the email. I'll send you the link when you send me the email. I ain't dropping no fucking link in the goddamn chat room. And nobody does that, you jackass. See, that's what happens when you have an actual live stream that you operate. And we know how live streams operate. You don't drop the fucking link in the chat room. But what's the problem? Just send me the fucking email and I'll send you the link, bitch. What you going to debate me on anyway? What's the debate? I'm saying we need to have socioeconomic and political power. What's your debate? What is you saying? What's your counter to that? We need to be bitches like you? So listen, I've been talking about this for 5 minutes. I still don't have a fucking email from this dude. So then guess what? You're done. Peace. I got time for these niggas, man. The visionary. The only thing you can envision is the white man's nuts. 5 minutes. Oh, y'all don't want to debate me. And then I give you my email address and say, send me the email so I can send you the link. And these niggas don't want to debate me. Punk. Still nothing. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Wait, did Minister come back? Minister doesn't come back. He hasn't come back on. You know what? Well, damn, should I wait? Let me see. Hold on. I'm going to see if he's going to come back on. If not, then I might as well end this because we've been on for a little bit. Hold on. This nigga still ain't send me an email. All of that talking and all that tough guy talk, I ain't get one email yet. And here's another bitch ass nigga that y'all can take care of. I ain't even gonna take care of him. Y'all can take care of him. Bitch. And everything is Muhammad. There's been like 1,000 niggas with Muhammad behind their name. And none of these niggas will debate me. None of them. And they got the nerve to call somebody else a coward. Your bitch ass can send me an email too, Pablo. Punk ass nigga. I'm just clowning niggas until Minister shows up. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not. I have some control. I'm just having some fun. Hold on. I'm just trying to get a message to him to find out if he's getting back in. If he can't get back in, then I'm just going to end it because we've been on here for like an hour, 37 minutes. Ronan says, trolls, man. Mofos talk about doing Oklahoma drills, and then when it's time to put on the pads and helmets and do the drills, they bitch out. Yeah, because they bitches. I done put my email address out there, holipsism@gmail.com, and not one of these bitches has emailed me yet. But I'm the coward. All right, let's see. Yeah, y'all, I don't think Minister is coming back. I don't think he's coming back. He must be having some connection issues because he is driving while he was doing the live stream. But anyway, y'all, it's been real. It was a great conversation with my brother. You know, we got a chance to clown some bitch ass niggas, which that's always fun. But remember, share, subscribe, comment on the videos, sign up to the website. You know what I'm saying? Share, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment on the video so that we can get some interaction on these videos, because I don't get a whole lot of comments except from the usual suspects. Comment on the videos, man. Let's get the conversation going, because that's the only way we're going to get people traffic toward this. David Muhammad says he did not drop it so no one would come. Everybody in the chat room, what do you have to say about that? What's your response to what this idiot just said? I won't even say anything. He said, I did not drop it. I didn't drop my email because I didn't want anyone to come. How many times did I drop holism at gmail.com? How many times? Umoja, because they bitches. That's the simple answer. They're bitches. You think they really want to get on a live stream with me? And what are they going to debate me about? Well, you saying we need power. I'm saying we need to be under the white man. Like that's what the debate is going to be about? Me clowning them? Not only did I say the email, you wrote the email. You put the email in the chat room. Unbelievable. But anyway, man, I'm done. It's been real. Love all of you brothers and sisters in the chat room, if there's any sisters in there. And just want to say thank you to Minister DeWoo for, being on the live stream with me, because this was, like I said, this was an impromptu thing. This was like last minute. So I appreciate the fact that he was around, and we got a chance to build and talk to y'all. So on that note, I will holler at you good people later. Peace. Y'all all have a great rest of your evening, and I'll holler at you all later, all right? One.